Hi guys, and welcome back to KB Talks Madrid. Yesterday's match, Real Madrid versus Olympiacos. Let's get into it. First of all, guys, thank you for the subs. Please continue to like, commenting, and sharing the video. It really means a lot to the channel, and I hope we grow and still continue to give you guys the content that you guys enjoy. Getting into yesterday's match, Real Madrid went to Greece yesterday to go play Olympiacos in the Champions League, and I won't lie, bro. I did record this video yesterday at night, but the sound was a bit distorted, so I had to now re-record it in the morning. And you guys nearly saw Crash Out KB there. I'm not impressed, man. I'm not impressed. That performance was just poor. It was poor. It was poor. It was poor. And I'm gonna give you my reasons why. Firstly, let's start with the lineup that Xabi Alonso put out yesterday. I wasn't sad or angry with the lineup that Xabi did put out yesterday. Given the injuries that we have sustained recently, especially in defense, we have 4 center-backs that are injured. Militao, Alaba, Rudiger, Hoyelsen now. And I understood why he would play Carreras alongside Asensio in midfield. And also thoughts and prayers with Asensio, as I recently found out that he was subbed early last night because his grandfather unfortunately tragically passed in a car accident while he was playing. So thoughts and condolences with the family. But yeah, leading back into the lineup that Xabi chose, I feel like for what he had, that was an okay lineup. I was skeptical with Kamavinga and Tchouameni at the same time, but man, that is the one thing that I write home about in that match. Firstly, these are the key players that I noticed yesterday and wrote my notes on while I was looking at yesterday's match. Firstly, Lunin, very good in his build-up play. I mean, Lunin is always thrown into these deep ends where you have to perform behind the world's best goalkeeper. And to be honest, for any other club, Lunin is a very solid world-class keeper, bro. If he was playing regularly, you would see how good Lunin is. We saw last of last season when we won the Champions League, when Courtois only played, I think, the last 2 matches of the UCL. We saw how pivotal he was to our season. So I didn't have problems with Lunin. The one thing that I appreciate the most about Lunin is that he's very good in his build-up play. As opposed to Courtois, when the team is under pressure from a lot of pressing, Courtois, when he plays the ball wide, either the ball goes out, or when he plays it long, it jumps Mbappe or makes it uncomfortable for him to control the ball and put it back on his feet. But with Lunin, the one thing that I like is all his balls that he plays almost up front to Mbappe, they're always at chest height. So we have a bit of retained possession whenever he issues the ball up front. That's the one thing that I enjoy about Lunin. He had 2 brilliant saves in the first half that I remember. I remember there was one chipped ball from Olympiacos that they gave to El Kabi. And then it was right before the first half concluded. And then he saved that ball because that El Kabi was going head on towards Asensio. And then Lunin managed to save that. And then there was another one from El Kabi, where Lunin got out of the post very quickly and then he grabbed the ball almost from his feet. So that was beautiful to see. Besides the goal that he conceded, Lunin was amazing yesterday. He conceded that goal that I was talking about in my last video when I was doing the Elche review, where I said any other keeper in the world saves that ball that Courtois didn't save, which was the second goal, which was just right here. But I think it's been a theme now with Real Madrid that whenever teams play 1-2 passes very quickly, they're able to score. And that unbalances the keeper because the reaction time for the keeper is so late. He only realizes when the ball is now behind the players that it's actually heading for the net. Because the thing that confuses our goalkeepers are we have the numbers. We have the numbers in defense. If you see most of these goals, whenever the team score us, there are always numbers in the box. That's the saddening part. But no one is putting in their foot or anything to try and stop those balls. It's always quick 1-2 passes and then the ball is behind the net, which Lunin also suffered the same fate as Courtois with regards to that. But overall, he had a decent performance. My man of the match in terms of the first half was Camavinga. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. I mean, at the end of the first half, we even saw a statistic that said that he was our the one who completed our most passes in the first half. So the whole team, from Lunin, whenever the centre backs split, Camavinga would come in and collect the ball and then push it up high. That is the one thing that I enjoyed about Camavinga. You saw him in defense, you saw him in attack. He was brilliant. There was this pass that he gave Mbappe for his third goal, this lob pass. Bro, I swear that was reminiscent of our 2021-2022 season in the UCL at the Bernabeu against Man City. You remember when he lobbed the ball and then when you were looking at it on screen, you would think that that ball was going out. But Benzema just put out his foot and then crossed the ball back to Rodrigo, who then toe-poked it past Ederson in the UCL. I got some serious nostalgia, bro, when I saw that pass. Camavinga. So yeah, his links from the back when we were pressed, they were very much very decent. The way he linked the ball, I understood that he got a yellow card and that's why he was substituted. Because I felt like once Ceballos came in for him, the game became way slower, and we were much more predictable. Because Ceballos was way more industrial with his passes yesterday, and he was too relaxed, man, and he was nearly caught out in a lot of positions, in a lot of occasions with regards to how slow he was in his build-up. And I rate him, you guys know. So that is the one thing that I enjoyed about Camavinga yesterday. Him and Tchouaméni were very solid. Tchouaméni also was very good defensively, especially with regards to his recoveries. There was this ball that he shot and then it hit the crossbar. But the whole sequence to that moment where he hit the crossbar is what pissed me off. It's what really pissed me off, because we were leading 3-1 on the night. And I don't know how many goals. I counted about 4 or 5 goals that we were just missing. People were overpassing, over dribbling. Vini could have shot. No, he decided to give to Ada. Ada, literally the keeper is there. You can just choose where you want to place the ball. Adagula decided to pass. He decided to pass. And that moment, the ball got blocked, ended up in Tchouaméni, and then he hit the crossbar. That is what pissed me off, because we could have buried this game a long time ago. For it to get to where it was 4-3, and I was sitting at the edge of my seat, that was just really disrespectful from the team. Really disrespectful. I knew when they were starting to become cocky that this is going to be something that might come back to bite these guys. And they are very lucky. They are very lucky. I'm not seeing us win the Champions League. Forget, bro. Forget. Even in La Liga, the way we've dropped these points and stuff, forget, bro. And the way this team is structured, the way Xabi Alonso's team is structured, and something that he fails to understand is, if we play teams that play high up the field, like Olympiacos was. They opened the match for us. That's why Mbappe was able to score 4 goals to begin with. But against low block or low sitting teams, I'll go back to that Liverpool match. They were not giving us space behind the ball, behind the back line. Do you understand? We won against Barca because they were allowing a lot of space behind. Olympiacos, they were allowing a lot of space behind. Elche didn't allow those spaces. And that's when I say, with regards to Xavi's system, he always fails to come up with a plan as to deep, low block teams. How do we penetrate them while we are inside the 18? Because when we're inside the 18s, either we miss players or we overpass. When all you had to do is just shoot once and then it's done. But people are always looking up, not knowing who's supposed to be where. That's the problem I have with this team. I'm not even impressed with this performance because you look at this performance, you think, yo, the ceiling for this team is very high. But most of the teams that we'll continue to face are teams that are low block teams. And we won't have answers to them. We won't have answers to anything. And what pissed me, bro, what pissed me off the most, yo, I got Atletico Madrid trauma while I was watching yesterday's match. Every single cross that those guys put in, they were headed goals. They were headed goals. That's what pisses me off, because from that Atletico match, everyone could see that Real Madrid's biggest weakness is if you cross the ball. And then those guys cannot head the ball to save their lives or no one. And we did the exact same mistakes. It's not that the quality was good. It's just that we were that poor. That's what I hate about this team, bro. That's what I hate about this team. And I have no hopes for us winning anything if we don't fix those crucial things in our defense and attack. I was really pissed, bro. I was really pissed when it came to that. And then going back to our players, Trent was very good yesterday. Defensively, Shem, for once, I give him a 6.5 in his defense yesterday because they were not hammering him like they were against Elche. So he had a bit of a relaxed day at the defense because they were taking our left side most of the time in yesterday's match. But going in attack, guys, Trent is such a cheat code, bro. His crosses, his right foot, bro. I can't say much about that guy, man. He was just brilliant yesterday overall. The one thing that I enjoyed about Trent was whenever we were pressed and people were coming from me towards his side, he would do these long switches, and he was switching them with his left foot, funny enough, which I didn't know he had a left foot like that. He was switching them towards Ferland Mendy's side or Vini, whoever that was on our left, to bypass that high press from Olympiacos yesterday, which I really appreciated, because once he did that, Kamavinga was already there to push the boy high up, and then we were always 4 against 3. But we missed those chances because that's what we do. That's just who we are. We can never be ruthless and bury teams when we have to. We can never make a statement. We need to do something good and then leave a little room of, these guys could have been more, these guys could have done whatever. But that's just us. We can never be ruthless and bury teams and leave the game for whoever. That's what pisses me off, man. That's what pisses me off. Ada, as I explained, there was a ball where he overpassed when he had to shoot. But besides that, he was very good. He gave Mbappe a chipped across for his header. And yeah, he was just average yesterday, man. It was okay. It was okay for me. Mbappe, what can I say, bro? What can I say? Like, the first goal, when you saw the replay, it actually was a deflected goal and then got in between the keeper's legs and then he scored. He was a bit lacking in terms of his confidence when that first ball got in. But when the second one got in, it was just Mbappe. Everything he was doing was Mbappe-esque. That is one thing that I appreciated. You could see his aura. You could see his confidence coming back. Because I feel like the last 3 matches where he didn't score, it started to affect him. But once he got his second goal, it was the Mbappe that I know. Ruthless, clinical. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that he got a cancelled goal. And the assist that he gave to Vini was also an offside. Just by a fraction. So, brilliant performance, man of the match. Beautiful stuff from Mbappe, man. But I just hate that our defense relies so heavily on him. to a point where Vini doesn't know how to score anymore, or no one else knows how to score anymore. It's very concerning, as we saw. When Mbappe wasn't playing well, the team couldn't score. But if he does play well, yeah. Vini, man, when Vini is happy, football is happy. When Vini is smiling, football smiles. Bro, Vini was such a menace yesterday. Everything he was doing was perfect. His rainbow flicks, his runs. You see that Olympiacos right back, bro? That guy didn't sleep yesterday. He's not going to sleep for a foreseeable future. He's not going to sleep the way Vini was cooking him, bro. He schooled him. That guy was pissing his pants. He was so scared, bro. Vini was tormenting that poor kid. And he was just brilliant, man. The 2 assists that he gave, especially the first one with his Travella, and then he gave it to Mbappe, perfectly run, perfectly timed, and again the dribble on the right flank to poke it towards Mbappe, and Mbappe then poked it into the net. Brilliant, man, brilliant. My second man of the match. Ferland Mendy was also decent in defense yesterday. One thing that I noted that is different from the current Ferland Mendy to the previous one, he releases balls to Vini quicker now. He's more, you could see that his mindset was focusing on how to be more vertical, because the Ferland Mendy that we are used to is a Ferland Mendy that passes backwards, but now he was trying to put in more vertical passes towards Vini and the team, which is something that I appreciated from him. So solid performance for Ferland Mendy, being back for his first match in the season. And then with regards to Olympiacos, as I said, the first goal was the same one that we conceded while we were playing Elche, where this time they had 4 men. 1, 2, 3 passes against our 7 men, and the ball was behind the back of the net. Why doesn't anyone cause a foul nyana or put in a toe there to stop the ball, or just cause whoever that's holding the ball to be unbalanced or something, or get shaken off the ball? I don't know why we are always that soft when it comes to having to defend. And we have athletes in our team, bro. We have physical athletes who are amazing specimens when you look at them physically in terms of the modern age football. But we don't want to use that to our own advantage. We let these small build guys go past us with 1, 2 touches, and then we allow the ball to be behind our keeper's net. That's very embarrassing to see. And I'm very pissed, man. As I said, those goals that we allowed, we shouldn't have allowed them. Literally, Carreras, you track one person, that ball you clear out. 2 of those goals from the crosses were really, really abysmal. Appalling performance there. But yeah, that was just my take on yesterday's match, guys. Valverde was okay. Who else? Asensio, unfortunately, he had to be sent home early, but he was also good in his performance throughout the minutes that he played. I couldn't fault him on anything. Maybe in defense, where he could have marshaled the defenders well to be able to clear those crosses that led to the goals that we suffered. And Bellingham is not himself, bro. And I said it in my last video, I'm still concerned as to what's happening in Bellingham's mind. Because the first touch he even had yesterday, he gave the ball away. There was a point where Mbappe dribbled, gave him the ball. Bellingham, the way he's so composed, he scores that anytime. Hit it directly to a defender. Could have easily passed to Valverde. That could have been our 5th goal. There's just something off about Bellingham. I think that's even the reason why he did not start. So, besides that, Brahim didn't do much. So, one thing that's also of note is that Xabi Alonso's substitutions never impact the game positively. They just never impact the game positively, unless you have benched Vini who comes in and then it shifts the game to that extreme. But mostly with his second tier players, they just don't work, bro. Xabi doesn't know how to effectively put in good subs that will affect the dynamics of the game, as opposed to Ancelotti. He was amazing with his substitutions. Like, everyone who came from the bench believed in what the coach was going to do. With Xabi, hey man, I think there's some deep-rooted things that we need to talk about with regards to this team. But those are topics for another day. But guys, this was just my take on this video. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe, most importantly, and turn on those post notification bells, guys, so that whenever I drop a video, you get notified that KV has dropped a video, and then you're gonna be enjoying some real quality content and his thoughts on Real Madrid's performance. But aside from that, thank you guys for spending your time with me and listening to my thoughts. Please drop yours in the comments. And as always, Hello Madrid, y nada más. See you guys on the next video. Ciao.